Hey guys, Metal Jesus here. Now sadly, summer is coming to a close, but that means that in the fall we're going to be getting a bunch of brand new games. And this summer actually I was lucky enough to go down to LA and go to the E3 Expo, and then just recently actually I went to PAX West here in Seattle, and both of those expos highlight all the games that are going to be coming out this fall and beyond. And so I thought it might be a really good time for me to share with you some of the games that I saw and some of the games I'm looking forward to playing this fall. So let's get started with number one. The first game on my list, and I think it's on a lot of people's lists if you own a Switch, that of course is going to be The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. And this is a remake of the classic Game Boy game that came out, I believe, in like '93 or something like that. But I didn't actually play it, so this is going to be brand new for me. And I really love those old school Zelda games. I think this is actually the only one I haven't played so far. And I think it looks absolutely fantastic. I think that they are keeping that sort of, that sort of original art style that was done on the Game Boy, but of course, way updating it for modern hardware. It looks like kind of like toys. It looks really weird. It looks sort of like a tilt shifted a little bit, almost like a diorama. I just think that it looks fantastic, and I think it's going to be really fun to play. Nintendo is promoting it all over the place, and I got to see it both at E3 and PAX. And like I said, I am very excited for this one. Next up for me is an RPG that kind of came out of nowhere. It sort of snuck up on me, and it's by developer Obsidian, and it is called The Outer Worlds. Now, if you're not familiar with Obsidian, they are the developer for Fallout New Vegas. A lot of people consider that to be their favorite Fallout game, and I do think it's absolutely fantastic. They also made Alpha Protocol, which is another RPG that I actually like quite a bit, and a bunch of other stuff. And so they're very well respected. They know RPGs, and this one, as you can see by the gameplay footage, definitely looks like a mix of Fallout, but also with a little bit of, I would say, BioShock. I mean, it looks like a really interesting mix. It looks like kind of the best of both worlds. I'm definitely digging the art style and the fact that it's not just grays and browns and blacks. It looks like there's a lot of color in there. It looks like they're going to have a bunch of great characters to interact with, and of course the combat is going to be a mix of real time and then also the ability to slow it down. So it's not the VAT system. I think it's their own thing, and so I am very curious to check this out. This is going to be a day one purchase for me. The next game I'm dying to play that's coming out this fall, and I think it's on a lot of people's list, is Stranding, and that's going to be on the PlayStation 4. And of course, it is created by the original creator of the Metal Gear Solid series, and they're bringing that type of crazy over to this new game. And so far, it looks absolutely bonkers. I've loved every trailer they've shown, because I just don't know what this game is necessarily going to be about, but it looks crazy. It looks like it's going to be dealing with life and death, and maybe going back and forth between the living world and a dying world. It looks just amazing and crazy, and I can't wait to jump into it. The one caveat though with this, and I've heard that the cutscenes in this game are going to be exceptionally long. And I remember playing Metal Gear Solid 4, I believe on the PlayStation 3, and that game at the time had many cutscenes, but one of them was almost a half an hour long. And I remember my controller actually going into low power sleep mode. That cutscene went on so long, and maybe this game is actually going to be going to have cutscenes that are longer than that. Some people love them, some people not so much. I'm really curious to see just kind of how this game plays. I think it's supposedly an open world game. I guess there's going to be like an online element to it. I don't know. It's just, I like the idea of this game because it's just something brand new, something we haven't seen before, and it looks like a very unique experience. Next up is Doom Eternal. Now, I gotta admit that when the previous version of Doom came out, it was just called Doom, and it came out, I believe, in 2016, I was really surprised at how good that game was. I mean, you know, I think it's because Doom 3 was kind of a slow-moving game, a little bit more of a survival horror game, and I really felt like in 2016 they brought the Doom franchise back. It was fast, It was Twitch based, a lot of strafing, a lot of just over the top, non-stop action. The new elements that they added to it, where you would break apart enemies and then soak up, I don't know what it was, like their energy or it doesn't matter. It's a Doom game. Basically, you kill everything. Everything must die, right? And it looks like Doom Eternal is just going to be more of that, so that's a good thing. I don't want them to mess with something when it's working so well. Now, according to E3 and some of the things that they've said about it, it looks like they're just going to expand the world or the universe a little bit. So instead of just being stuck on Mars and going to hell, it looks like you actually might go to heaven and maybe other dimensions. And so I will absolutely jump into this one. Love the previous one, and I can't wait for the new one. This next thing is something that I actually didn't expect to see, and it showed up at PAX here in Seattle, and people got to play around with it and got to see it actually in motion. And that is the PlayDate handheld. Now, I know some of you are probably wondering, well, you're either in a couple different camps here. You're either going, what the heck is this? Some of you are kind of groaning, going, oh no, not this thing. And some of you, like me, actually might be a little intrigued and excited by this. So what is it? Well, it is, like I said, it's a brand new handheld that's coming out from a company who, as far as I know, has never made one before. And because of that, they're approaching it with sort of fresh eyes and fresh ideas. And so it's created by a company called Panic, and they are a very well-respected game developer, but up to this point, like I said, they haven't created a handheld. And essentially what this is, as you can see here, is that it is a very simple, back-to-basics sort of handheld. You can see that the screen is black and white, and the crazy thing is that it has a working crank and that the games will take advantage of that. So there's a very sort of physical element to this handheld that you just don't typically see, you know, in other ways. And so it's really cool. Obviously, it does have buttons and things like that. The other thing is, it's designed by a team that has a history of making really cool high-end audio equipment. So that's a company called Teenage Engineering, and so they're the ones working with Panic to make this really unique experience. And the other thing is that, so this thing's going to cost $150, which I do think is a little bit high. But what they're doing with this is that I believe it's every week for 12 weeks, your device is going to light up and you're going to have a brand new experience that is just available to it. So basically 12 games will come out over 12 weeks, so that's included with the price. And they're not revealing what those are, so they're going to be surprises. They're saying that it's going to be simple games, it's going to be complex games, it's going to be experimental games. So definitely, I like this idea. I love how they're basically just trying something new and something interesting. And you know, again, I think $150 is kind of on the high side. I think, you know, a lot of people are going to be like, I'm not going to take a chance, you know, on something like that. I think if it was maybe like $59, I think people would probably jump on it. But either way, I'm excited to check it out because it's something new and weird and interesting. At the end here, I do want to have some honorable mentions. These are games I don't really know a lot about, but I did see on the floor. I looked over people's shoulders and they looked interesting. So I want to mention Star Wars Jedi: The Fallen Order. I obviously love Star Wars. I like the idea of another brand new third-person Star Wars game. So this is something I'm definitely going to be checking out. Shenmue III, of course, I think is going to be really cool. We're finally going to be getting that. Now, I've never actually finished any of the previous Shenmue games, but I played both of them, and I've really enjoyed them. And so I'm really curious to see what they do with the third one. I think it's pretty cool that it's even getting made. The Witcher 3 is coming out on Switch, and it's funny because I watched my wife play it on the PlayStation 4, and that was, you know, a couple years ago, but I mentioned it's going to be coming out on the Switch, and she immediately was like, we're getting it, because again, it's going to be portable, we can play it anywhere, we can play it docked, handheld, so yeah, we're going to be jumping on and replaying this, The Witcher 3. And then, oh yeah, I want to mention Streets of Rage 4. This is a game that I wasn't really following, but we saw it at PAX. And it's actually being published by .emu, which came and actually visited my game room at one point, and also Lizard Cube. And basically, it's just a continuation of the classic. So it actually, supposedly, I believe it takes place 10 years after Streets of Rage 3, which is pretty cool that they're actually doing that. This year, we're going to be getting a new a new Need for Speed game. Is called Heat. And just like every time that they announce a new Need for Speed game, I always go, well, I'll see how the reviews turn out, because I love some of the previous Need for Speed games like Hot Pursuit and Most Wanted. And so I'm dying for them to get back to the basics and make another great Need for Speed game. And I'd like this to be one of those. And then also too, I'm actually wearing the shirt. I got this at PAX and Gears 5. So Gears of War. I haven't played a Gears of War game since the second one. That tells you how long it's been. And so I'm actually kind of in the mood to play a really good cover-based shooter. And so it'd be cool to get that one. So I'll probably be picking that up on the Xbox One X. So Gears of 5 is going to be there. And also I'll probably play that with my buddy Drunken Master Paul. He loves that series. So anyways, guys, this is a quick video just talking about what games I am looking forward to this fall. But there are literally hundreds of other games I didn't mention, and I'd love to know what you guys are waiting for and what games you guys are excited. Please let me know down in the comments below. All right, guys, thank you very much for watching. Thank you for subscribing, and take care.